The Far Cry series has always been one of my favorite franchises. Most of the games are built around power. You dropped into chaos, handed a gun, and slowly turned into something unstoppable. Far Cry 2 is different. It doesn't try to make you feel powerful. It doesn't try to sell you a fantasy. It just drops you in and waits.
Lucky for you, Bala has only one hotel still working.
Far Cry 2 doesn't open with a big speech about saving the world. It doesn't frame you as a hero. It drops you into a country that's already collapsing and barely acknowledges your presence. You're not here to fix things. You're here because someone paid you to be. The story of Far Cry 2 revolves around one man, the Jackal. An arms dealer who's been selling weapons to both sides of a civil war, not because he believes in anything, but because chaos is profitable. You're sent in to kill him. That's it. That's the mission.
Had your shot, but now it's over. And since men like you only work for money, you're no longer my problem.
But Far Cry 2 doesn't let you sit with that mission for long, before you can even understand where you are or why you're here. The game reminds you of something. You're not a hero. After arriving at the hotel, you start to get dizzy and eventually you pass out. Then after the close-up with the Jackal, he spares you. You wake up still feeling the after effects from malaria, and after standing up you pick up the pistol and the machete. And you can hear shooting outside the hotel. The hotel is in the middle of a shootout between the two factions, the UFLL and the APR. These are the two factions you will be interacting the most during the game. You can try to survive as long as you can, but it's futile. The enemies will not stop coming, and after you fail, you will be rescued by mysterious figures.
Ngifuna phila. Ngifakela truck.
My name is Carbonell. I don't care what your name is. You're just a problem right now.
When you wake up, you're confronted by Carbonell. He's one of the 3 lieutenants for the UFLL. You'll learn more about him later in the game, but for now, after you're given a quick explanation by him, and you get your weapons, you're thrown out into the open world. You're gonna get a few tutorials on how to fix vehicles, clear out outposts, but I'll skip on that for now. But once the tutorials end, Far Cry 2 stops holding your hand completely. There's no sense that you're being guided. The game just drops you into the world and lets the world react to you however it wants.
No, we better hold our post.
But this game doesn't make you a super soldier where you can shrug off bullets and grenades. It makes you feel vulnerable, and you are vulnerable. You're just a mercenary sent in to kill a gun smuggler. You're not a super soldier. You can die. And you can also hear and see enemies fall and scream for their lives when you shoot them. This game is kind of brutal in that way. And that vulnerability goes both ways. Enemies in Far Cry 2 don't just stand still and trade shots with you like targets in a shooting gallery. They react to what's happening around them. When someone gets hit, you hear the panic in their voices. They shout to each other, they move positions, they push forward when they think they can overwhelm you, and they fall back when things start going wrong. Fights don't feel clean or controlled, they spiral. A single mistake can turn a small encounter into a running battle, and force you to retreat just to stay alive. The enemies don't feel heroic or cinematic, they feel desperate. And because everyone in these fights is fragile, every gunshot matters. Nothing feels safe, nothing feels contained, and once the shooting starts, it rarely goes the way you planned. The enemies aren't dangerous because they're smarter than you. They're dangerous because everything around you is unreliable, and that includes the guns. They don't feel powerful, they feel temporary. Not weak, just untrustworthy. They hit hard, they sound brutal, but the game never lets you settle into them. You're always aware of what you're holding, how long it's been used, and how much you relied on it. and eventually something gives. Weapons in this game have a degrading mechanic. The more you use a weapon without changing it, it starts to degrade its quality and starts jamming more. No warning, no drama, just a reminder that this thing has a limit. After that, gunfights stop being about accuracy, they become about momentum. You move more, you swap weapons faster, you don't commit to one gun for too long. Because the longer a fight lasts, the worse everything gets. Weapons in Far Cry 2 aren't tools you master, they're tools you manage, and the moment you forget that, the game punishes you. And the longer a fight drags on, the worse everything gets. Well, I said all about weapons, but how do you get new ones? Well, this game doesn't have a normal money system. In this corrupt country, paper money is useless. It's all about diamonds. You can find diamonds all around the map and you can get them from missions as well. So when you have enough diamonds, you can go to gun dealers around the map. The game actually gives you a lot of guns. Not enough look how many toys you get away, but enough that you're always cycling through something new. There's pistols, SMGs, assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, and pretty much everything you would expect. There's also a couple of special weapons like RPGs, mortars, mines, and others. Nothing like futuristic. But these weapons aren't unlocked instantly to use, so you can buy them at the start of the game. To buy better weapons, you have to finish missions by the gun dealer to get new weapons. It's nothing special. You just destroy a truck in a convoy, and when you're back, you're gonna have new guns to buy. Far Cry 2 doesn't just fight you with enemies, your own body fights you too. You have malaria, and it never really goes away, you just keep it under control with medicine. Early in the game, malaria isn't something you can ignore. When you start running low on pills, the only way to get more is through a priest and Pala. A mission marker appears, you go to him and he sends you to an underground delivery. You take the papers he gives you, and then you bring them to a hidden contact. And there they trade you malaria medicine in return for the papers. That's the loop. If you want to keep functioning in this world, you have to keep helping people who barely trust you. And doing these missions don't let you relax for a bit. Most of the times at the locations where you get the medicine, there's a lot of enemies that you might fight off. Or maybe even on the road to the location you get ambushed and you have to fight. I like the difficulty of this game where you don't have the time to relax and it's always a constant fight.
Over here. It's good that you're here.
Far Cry 2 gives you a safety net, but it's a very small one. At the start of the game you're given two buddies, other mercenaries who operate in the same warzone as you. They're not followers, they don't run behind you, they just exist in the world doing their own thing.
Hey, got a minute? I have a little problem.
But they can also give you their own missions, small side jobs that let you work with them and build some history, like the one I just picked up here in the footage.
Trying to run his crew out of the old fort they got nailed, of course. Point is, his documents are still at the fort, main building. If you can get him and bring him back, I can finish what the dumbass started. Thanks, man. You're cool.
We're safe for now. Did you have any medicine?
And if one of them is still alive when you go down, the game doesn't reload the fight. One of them physically comes in, grabs you and pulls you out of danger. It makes them feel like actual friends you can rely on when things go sideways.
Okay, now. Hey, over here.
Your buddies aren't just the ones saving you, they can go down too. When it happens, you can run over and bring them back with a syringe. Get them back on their feet and they'll keep fighting like nothing happened.
Okay, I think I'm okay.
But if you don't have one, there's no miracle. The game gives you one last option. A mercy kill. You don't reload, you don't get a second chance, you either save them or you end them. Far Cry 2 has a reputation system. It quietly checks how much you matter in this war. At start you don't. Even in place where no one's allowed to fight, people treat you like you're invisible. They walk into you, they shove past you, you're just another merc nobody cares about.
Fuck.
Reputation is something you get automatically. You earn it by working, doing jobs for the factions, taking side contracts, surviving long enough that people start paying attention. Every job you finish pushes that number slightly higher. And once your reputation gets high enough, the world changes. People don't treat you like background noise anymore. They move, they hesitate, they know you're not just another merc. You're someone who is dangerous and a merciless killer. What really makes Far Cry 2 feel different isn't the guns or the enemies or even the story. The space between things. You spend a lot of time just moving, driving, walking, listening, and nothing feels safe. A road is never just a road. It's a place where someone might be waiting, a place where everything can go wrong without warning. You can get ambushed, you survive, and then it's quiet again. No music, no victory screen, just you and a world that doesn't care if you're still alive. Far Cry 2 doesn't make you feel powerful. It makes you feel small, like the war is happening around you, not for you. Far Cry 2 doesn't really end. I mean, the game does have endings, but I think you should experience those yourself. There's no moment where things feel fixed. You can complete every job, kill every target, survive everything the game throws at you, and this is what you're left with. Burnt towns, empty streets, and people who aren't coming back. The game never treats this like a victory. It just lets you stand there and look at what a war has turned into. Thank you for watching this video.